The circle of fifths dial is going to allow you to do everything that you see on these useless, ugly posters that are on your wall doing nothing, and more. When you receive your circle of fifths dial, it's going to come in two components, the base and the circle itself. Simply take the circle and press it into the base. It's a tight fit by design so that it doesn't fall out whenever you pick it up and put it down. Now let's get into the functionality of it. Remember, you can go to musiclabs.ca and find videos on how the circle of fifths dial works, as well as other items such as the fretboard escalator and the chord and lead generator and how they all work together. I'll get into some of the physical properties of the circle of fifths dial now. It's made out of solid injection molded plastic. It's very nice to feel in the hand and a matte finish. The dial itself sits on a stand, such that it sits at the perfect viewing angle, whether it's on your amp, or it's on your shelf, or your piano. Next up, it is a dial, so you can hear it clicking as I rotate through the different keys. That is so that it indexes itself perfectly, giving you the letters in a clear view, unlike some of the other plastic cardboard spinny things that end up being half in and half out. You can hear it click into place every time. So how does the circle of fifths dial work? Well, it's just like the normal circle of fifths, like the one on the poster on my floor behind me, except it's far more powerful and far easier to read. Plus, it's more fun. How does it work? So you'll notice right away that we have Roman numerals on an outer ring and an inner ring. Well, the outer ring of Roman numerals represents the major keys, and the inner ring of the Roman numerals represents the minor key. So if I want to tune the circle of fifths dial to the key of D major, I simply rotate the circle of fifths until the D is underneath the Roman numeral 1, the uppercase Roman numeral 1 on the outside. That means all of these chords are going to sound great together. They're all part of the key. An upper Roman numeral means a major chord, and a lower Roman numeral means a minor chord. Conversely, if I wanted to turn the dial to the key of D minor, I would turn the D to the 1 on the inner circle instead. Now, all of these chords are going to sound great together, and you will see that these are the major chords and these are the minor chords. Next up, learning how many sharps or flats in a key and helping you memorize that. Also, which notes are sharp and flat. Well, let's take the key of A major, for example. If I turn the circle of fifths dial to A major, which is A underneath the Roman numeral 1, the uppercase 1, I can see I have 3 sharps. Well, which notes are sharp in that key? Well, it's F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. Next up, we can learn about relative minors. You may have heard that for every major key, there's a relative minor. Well, if you watch all the videos, we can explain the theory behind that. But the simple fact is, in the key of A major, it has a relative minor. The relative minor for A major is F sharp minor. The relative minor key for C major is A minor. See how simple it is and quick it is to figure that out? It also can help you with memorization. Cover it up, test a friend, ask them, what is the relative minor for G major? And if they say E minor, well, congrats. Now ask them, how many sharps are in the key of G major? And what are those sharps? This is a great way to learn. Have you ever heard someone say we're going to jam in the key of G minor and we're going to play a 1-4-5 chord progression? And it kind of made you think, I don't know what they're talking about. Well, I'll show you with the circle of fifths dial and you'll never have to worry again. What we'll do is we'll turn the dial so that the G goes to the 1 on the minor or the inner ring. That sets us up in the dial for a G minor key. So if they said they're going to play a 1-4-5 chord progression, you simply have to look on the inner ring and find that G minor, C minor, and D minor would be the chords you should be playing. It's easy, right? Now there's a ton of other chord progressions out there that you can look up, and you just simply use the inside or the outside of the ring and follow the chords around. If it's uppercase Roman numeral, it's major. If it's a lowercase Roman numeral, it's a minor chord. How about figuring out the notes in a chord? Well, that sounds good. How about the chord of G major? We all know that chords are made out of 3 tones, 3 notes. It's the 1, the 3, and the 5. And if you didn't know, well, you do now. It's just that easy. So let's turn our circle of fifths dial so that the G is underneath the uppercase Roman numeral 1 for G major. And as I said, in order to make a G major chord, we need the 1, the 3, and the 5. So what notes are those notes on your fretboard or on your keyboard or your saxophone? It's going to be the G, the B, and the D. G, B, and D. The 1, the 3, and the 5. That's it. Those are the 3 notes you have to play together to make a G major chord. Well, what about a minor chord? Okay, that's pretty easy too. We can turn, for G minor, we're going to turn the circle of fifths dial into the G minor position, and we're going to find the 1, the 3, and the 5. So it is the G, it's the B flat, and the D. And as you know, if you're going to create a minor chord, you flatten the 3. Don't worry about it if you don't know what I'm talking about. Go to musiclabs.ca and you'll know everything I'm talking about in very short order. This stuff is really easy and you can do it. The circle of fifths style can really help you learn in a tactile and fun way. And it looks great on the shelf. By the way, my name is Steve and I'm a Canadian musician with a passion for invention. I designed and invented all of the tools on the musiclabs.ca website. I want to thank you for supporting me, and just so that you know, I also give away a lot of these tools to music institutions and schools. So not only are you supporting me, you are going to be supporting music everywhere in North America. This is how you're going to receive your circle of fifths dial in the mail. Notice there's no box. Well, number one, that saves you a bit of money, but number two, it saves the environment. There's no point in us sending you a box for you to just throw in the recycling. So let's skip the box altogether. Inside the package, of course, you're going to have your bass. There'll be a soft cloth bag and the circle of fifths itself. Now, after placing the circle of fifths in the bass, you will notice it is a fairly tight fit into the bag. Now, the bag can be just used as this to keep the dust off if you wish, or just use it as a cable bag. The reason we included the bag was to protect the lettering during shipping without using cardboard and styrofoam. Secondly, to give you a nice bag to put it in if you wish, but probably moreover to throw maybe a tuner in there or a capo. Use it for other items other than the circle of fifths. But instead of using cardboard and styrofoam to protect the item, we thought, why not use something useful? So I hope you enjoy it.